Hey guys, Vin here from NV Auto, here with another update on one of our project cars that we're working on. Got this Foxbody Mustang. It's a drag car that our customer brought in for us to do all the fab work. So let me show you guys everything that we've been working on. So what we got here is a precision turbo 88 mil that the owner of this car really wanted to have side exhaust, and he wanted the intake coming out of the headlight. So with that in mind, we had to position this turbo into the spot. One of the challenges of doing something like this is the turbo weighs about 60 pounds. And so to build kind of the up pipe, the collector from the two sides of the engine was sort of a challenge, but as you can see here, kind of worked out. What we had to end up doing is making a bracket to hold the turbo sort of in place of where we want it to be, where we're able to get the exhaust side out through the fender to the side here and position the intake in a place where we can get intake from the headlight. So with these headers, the customer supplied these forward facing headers. What I had to do is cut off the ends and add some V-bands on it and basically create an up pipe towards the turbo. And it's a very tight fit. As you can see here, we have pie cut galore. Basically what I do is make a ton of pie cuts around 15 degrees each and build it so you can see here it's kind of coming up to almost like a 180 degree angle and then towards to where the turbo needs to end up. And once I had that sorted out, kind of finished the rest of the exhaust and have them collect and merge at the proper angle, proper way for optimal flow. That alongside with having the wastegate mounted and in a good position, which again the customer wanted side exit. So running the dump tube out through the front of the fender here, and then we have our down pipe out to the side over here, which makes for a pretty trick looking exhaust setup. So with this turbo being, again, about 60 pounds, had to make these heavy duty mounts and supports for the turbo mounted right onto the engine. And alongside of that, having our exhaust come together with this nice bellow here. We're able to keep any expansion and any flexing of the exhaust down to minimum, protecting our welds and having optimal flow. So moving on from our turbo, we have our custom catch can that I've made here to fit the contour of the body. With this engine putting out a lot of PCV pressure, we want a high flowing catch can to separate any oil vapors and getting it out quickly and safely. So I got these -20 fittings for the breather, goes out and exits through the back of the car for a nice compact setup here. So from the front of the fuel lines, we have here our feed and our return. And also this big bad boy here is our vents for our catch can. Kind of just running along the side here and tucked away and up and over. We have our exit for our catch can over here. And the feed and the return going to the ball pit connector inside the trunk where we'll go next. So here we are in the trunk, got our parachute, this is a drag car. We got our big giant fuel cell here, and our fuel lines just end up here. Really quick and simple setup here. Get our fuel lines away and safely away from the rest of the car. Over here we have our CO2 canister, which charges and powers the boost controller, and the boost controllers are controlled by the CO2 here. Now I'm going to put on the intercooler and the rad, and we'll see how the intake side of things look. So now we got our intercooler and radiator mounted on. Let me show you what we have for our cooling system. So from our rad, we had this already at -16. I made this fill/swirl pot. Kind of helps with having the fill point at the highest part of the cooling system, and it's being able to, it allows the cooling system to bleed properly. Is how you want your coolant system to work. Kind of just runs through this section here and back into the rad, and from the rad from the bottom to the side of the water pump, all using Vibrant -16 AN lines for a nice fitment and keeps everything really clean. So from our rad cap, we have our expansion tank here. It's mounted to the front of the water pump as well. Again, keeping everything compact and really nice with this nice Vibrant cap here for a good place to fill and to check onto the rad. So moving on to the intercooler, had this large intercooler core here, 6 inches wide. I believe it's 18 by 12 or something like that. Custom end tanks. So how it's running from the turbo here, from the compressor housing, straight down 3-inch, right into the front of our, or the bottom of our intercooler here. From here the flows come into the top. To the top of our intercooler, we have our blow-up valve here for a really nice setup. And then right from the top of the intercooler straight into the intake with these beautiful Vibrant HD clamps. These are 3.5 inch. Here for us, so our intercooler system is really short, really compact, makes for really good spool time, which should hopefully help this car run even faster. So that's all for the update today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and saw a lot of the work that we do here. And if you're ever looking for any custom work, if you want your turbo on the roof, on the hood, wherever, we can get that done. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of video and updates. Thanks for watching.